Hello, one quick message before we start this video. I am releasing my own deck of cards on Kickstarter, the Dystopian deck, and it launches on October the 1st, which is very soon, not long to wait. So if you've not signed up for notifications, and if you want to pledge to the project, then make sure to click the link in the description, and together we can make this deck happen. Okay, that's it, on with the video. Years ago, I stumbled across the world of card collecting. Now, I am not a card collector personally. There are two reasons that I buy decks of cards. The first is if I genuinely like the design or the creator, and the second is if I actually want to use the cards in performance. Those are the only two reasons. I don't just buy cards for the sake of adding to my collection. And there was one deck of cards in particular that I can credit with getting me into this mindset of buying cards because I like the look of them. And that deck was Memento Mori. This right here is Memento Mori, a deck by Chris Ramsay that was produced by Murphy's Magic. It's got the Murphy's logo on the bottom. And I remember seeing this design and I'd never really seen anything like that before. Obviously I'd been interested in Magic, but I'd never really looked at the playing card industry. And so I decided to buy this deck of cards, and I still have it. And today, I'm going to be taking a look at not only Memento Mori, but another deck. And of course, you've guessed it, it is Carpe Noctem. So I'm going to take a look at both of them in this video as a bit of a throwback review to Chris Ramsay's two early decks of cards. Before the whole first brand, these were his playing cards. As you can tell, these decks are meant to go together. One is white, one is black. They've got these very bold, vivid colours that sort of wrap around the outside. Honestly, the edge of these decks is just stunning. I really like the use of colours. And both follow a very fractal design, and they're not one colour scheme either. And yeah, sure, you've got white and you've got black, but actually when you look closely, there's so many colours going on here. I mean, especially on Memento Mori. If we just take a look at this, first of all, you've got the sort of yellows and oranges here, and then dark greens, and then blues, light blues, dark blues, and then loads of different shades of pink and purple. This is a vivid deck of cards, and it is daring to use that many colours in a design. I certainly haven't seen a deck of cards that has quite so successfully pulled off the multicolour look as Memento Mori. And Carpe Noctem, on the other hand, again goes for, a few colours, not as many as Memento Mori, certainly, but you've got these reds and these bright pinks, and that really clashes with the whites, the yellows, the blacks. A bit of embossing. They decided to do a bit of embossing on the box, so we have Chris Ramsay's old logo right there. You can sort of see that shining in the light. On the Memento Mori box, there isn't any embossing of like lettering and so on, but there is embossing on the actual skull design. Alrighty then, taking a look close up, we are going to crack into these cards and see the differences. So first things first, we'll take Carpe Noctem, we'll crack it open and take a look at the cards. First of all, this ad card is, oh, it's actually a Joker. I thought this was an ad card, and this is a very strange Joker. I still don't know how I feel about this Joker. There's just, for me, one too many things going on. I think if they had stuck with just the moth and just kept it at that, maybe with the word Joker, a very minimal look, I think that would have been good. I think that would have been really nice. But these lines here make the design quite busy. I'm not sure how I feel about the Joker. And this is the back design. Now, the back design of the deck sort of follows along from what Memento Mori did, which is the design from the box, in this case the flower, repeated. Take a look at the border. On this one, we have a very thin, sleek border, and you'll notice actually that the border fades away and then comes back and then fades away all the way around. It's a really interesting choice. I've never seen anything do this before, where the border literally melts into the back design, but I think it really helps to make this feel very complete. On the other hand, I'm not saying this feels incomplete, but the border certainly boxes in the design quite a lot. It's a very harsh white border around a black back design, and I'm not sure it quite works. If this had been any other colour other than black, I don't think it would have felt quite so claustrophobic. But yeah, that's the only word I can think of to describe this. This is a look at what the court cards look like. And as you can see, they are very, very standard. I mean, they're really just the standard court cards. Yes, there are a couple of minor differences, I think, and that isn't a bad thing at all. You can have a standard deck of cards. So this is just a standard card from a blue bicycle deck, and if you line them up perfectly, yeah, it is a little bit smaller. So the actual box containing the court card is a bit smaller. I don't even know if that comes across on camera. When they're perfectly lined up, you can see that the black line is, in this case, higher up. And what that does, if I just show you the whole cards, you can instantly tell which is the bicycle card, because this design feels a lot more full. You know, it feels like it's filling the card a lot more. And again, this one just has that big, big border around the edge. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, before we get to the gaff card, however, there is the Ace of Spades. I think that's a very, very good Ace of Spades. This is a very big redeeming factor for the deck, in my opinion. Doesn't feel like they're holding back. Pretty standard across the faces, not much to talk about until we get to this card. The Queen of Hearts and the Four of Spades sort of merging into one card. I don't know what I think of this. This is an interesting choice for a gaff card. It's the sort of gaff card that if you had multiple of, you would probably give away, if that was the trick you were into. However, just in general, I'm not a huge fan of gaff cards that do this. I think it's just not realistic. I mean, are you expecting your audience to believe that this has actually happened? Because most audience members will take this and go, oh right, yeah, okay, it's a card that's been printed funny on purpose. You hand it out once and that's it, and then it's gone, you don't get spares or anything. So yeah, not sure what I think of that. Okay, that just about wraps it up for this deck. Overall, I think it is trying hard. I think it's trying to do a lot of things. But ultimately, I think it just slightly falls flat for me. There's a few reasons, which again I've said, and I don't think it fully hits the mark for me, which is a shame, because I'm a fan of the idea, I'm a fan of the design. Certainly this box design I think is very, very nice, but inside the box, I'm not entirely convinced, and I feel bad for saying that, but I've just got to give my honest opinions. I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. Now we are moving on to Memento Mori. Also, for those of you that are wondering, when I throw things that way, I'm not actually throwing them, I'm throwing them onto my sofa, so yeah, don't worry. Okay, so here we have Memento Mori. This thin border, yes, I'm a huge fan of that. It just gives you more design. And on something like this, where you don't want it to feel too standard, I think that's great. This is an artistic deck of cards. And straight away, as soon as I turn this card over, you're going to see one major difference. They're not standard. These are following the fractal design, and this is something I think is massively missing from Carpe Noctem. This fractal look on every single one of the cards. The clubs in this case have a lot going on. It's not just black, there's shades of purple coming through. On the red cards, again, we have shades of purple, we have shades of pink, but still, that red comes through at you. And overall, this is just a huge, huge improvement up on the other deck. If you want this fractal design on the back, then don't give up for the front, keep it going. You want more of this, it's a great idea. Then we come to the court cards, and oh boy, look at these court cards. Look at these court cards. When you look at this, you've got so many colours going on. I think the density of the fractals is done perfectly. There's not too many. Some of them are at different shapes, different angles. You know, you've got longer ones, you've got square ones, you've got triangle ones. Yeah, it's a very, very rich design, and each one sort of follows along those same lines. We have yellows, greens, blues. Notice how on the Carpe Noctem deck, I sort of rushed through the faces because there wasn't too much to talk about. Here, I'm almost wanting to stop on every card just to give you a look at these designs again. Instantly you know what the cards are. It's not so much design that it becomes unclear. This box feels like it's filling the card a bit more. There's not a huge nasty white border around the edge of it, representing them in almost silhouette form and still having it recognisable with all that colour detail inside it. Yeah, again, a big, big hit, a big, big tick from me. And then we go through to the Ace of Spades. And this, as I think I might have said before on the channel, is one of my favourite Ace of Spades. I think it just nails it. Again, I don't think the Carpe Noctem Ace of Spades was bad at all. I think that is a fantastic ace as well. Fantastic. There we go. That is the Memento Mori deck, I will quickly show you this, which is another brilliant design. It's not trying to fill it too much with random lines, it's just white space and letting the design speak for itself. So there we have it, that is my review, my throwback review of Carpe Noctem and Memento Mori by Chris Ramsay. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you disagree with any of the opinions that I've given in this video, that is completely fine. Write me a comment, tell me which is your favourite deck and why, and what you would do differently. Also, if you are interested in playing cards, once again, I am making my own deck of cards on Kickstarter. The Dystopian deck launches on October the 1st, so make sure to click the link in the description, check out the Kickstarter, sign up for notifications, and if you want to, on October the 1st, then you can pledge to the project and we can make this happen together. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to click the thumbs up button. And of course, if you're new and you've never seen a video from me before, then you can subscribe if you want to. Completely up to you. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.
I think you're gonna have to be gentle. Or you're gonna have to go very slow.
Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Hey, guess what?